I guess with this specific house, I wanted to like find as many things as I could that were already in the cycle without having to buy new materials. So I used a lot of salvaged materials and finding other things to like take things out of landfills. I got some beadboard over there from the dump, and yeah, and just lessening that impact. Yep. This is the living room, and then this whole space is kind of yet to be determined. I still haven't figured out a way to get up to the sleeping loft. But this here is the kitchen. It'll be kind of a galley. So it might take longer than I expected to get it to the point where it's livable. Just with heating and electricity and plumbing. There's a lot that goes into it that I haven't really figured out yet, but eventually. The most challenging aspect is the fact that I know nothing without the help of other people, so there's been a lot of waiting for people to be available to advise me. It's also been kind of hard to find materials, but that's also been the fun part, is looking around and waiting for these things to appear. But it has been challenging, and also the time change has been really difficult because I go to school till 3:30, so by the time I get home it's dark. So it's been limited to the weekends. To you, I did a challenge called the 100 Things Challenge, where I made a list of 100 things that I thought I would need, and that's it, just 100 things, including clothes and utensils, and it was really interesting, and you don't need a lot. I found once I was getting up higher in the 70s, I couldn't think of more things that I needed, which was really interesting. So it's just simplicity. I learned the skills needed through my father mainly, because he's a carpenter. So he's been an incredible resource, both himself and his contacts. He's given me his electrician and plumber and heating guys, numbers. So I've talked to them, and they've all been really willing to help me, because I before this I didn't know anything about any of this. So well, I decided to move my trailer today because snow is coming and it can't stay in my driveway anymore because of like town ordinances where you can't have your cars in the driveway. And also I moved it because my neighbors are getting tired of me banging away at my house at 9 o'clock at night. So there's just more space to work on it at its new location, and it'll be easier with the winter. I moved my house to my grandparents' house, which is just 2 miles or so down the road, and they have a lot of land, got like 4 acres. The blocks first. This one? Yeah, it's kind of heavy. Yes. Well, I envision a little stove here. I've decided recently that it's all going to be electric because I found a heat pump. So it's going to be electric. And then I have a pink sink there. And this is pink, so there's a theme. I'm going to make a quilt for my bed up there out of straps that I have around. so it's fitting with the scrap theme. This I found at the dump. I hope to leave it a light color because it's so small in here. I think it'll be good if it's light. I'll still envision. I envision a composting toilet there that I don't have yet. The rest kind of dependent on what I can find. So I do hope the walls are painted, but I don't know if I find cool fabric for my invisible cushions. It doesn't really matter what color it is. I think it's important to realize that you can live in such a small space and still be happy, and I think you can have more opportunity to have adventures and make less of an impact, and I think that that's really important. And yeah, I think the tiny house movement is important because it's raising awareness and making people think about how much they own and how much impact they have and the physical space they take up. It doesn't need to be so much. And I think that's really interesting. And all the people I've talked to have been so interested in it. So it's a very thought-provoking movement, I think.